Hello friends, in this lecture we will see a question which has been asked in the GATE examination, okay, of mechanical engineering in 2017. Okay, so basically they have asked the question on simplex method. So I have written the question and it is a GATE 2017 question. Okay, 2 marks. Evening set. Okay, second set question, GATE 17, 2 marks question. Okay, and the question is totally based on the simplex method. So I have already discussed the simplex method in our theory class. Okay, I have also discussed the special cases of the simplex method. Okay, so there should not be any kind of problem in solving these type of questions. Okay, very much simple. I have told you everything about the simplex table. Okay, so just read the question. It is given maximize z equals to 5x1 plus 3x2. So this is our objective function. Okay, we know that maximization z, this is our objective function, and the objective function nature is profit type. Okay, because it is maximization type, it is subjected to means these are the constant. First constant, it is given x1 plus 2x2 less than equals to 10, x1 minus x2 less than equals to 8, and non-negativity type restrictions. Okay, what they are asking that in the starting simplex table x1 and x2 are non-basic variables. Okay, we know that we have to start our simplex table with the slack variables. So when we start the simplex table with the slack variables, those slack variables start behaving as basic variable, and those decision variables x1 and x2 will behave as non-basic variables. So it has written that x1 and x2 are non-basic variables, and the value of z is 0. Okay, the value of z is going to be 0 in the first simplex table they have told. So they are asking the value of z in the next simplex table. Okay, so they are asking the value of z in the second iteration. Okay, so we will see with the help of simplex table also, and we will see with the help of shortcut also. Shortcut means I have already told you the formula z new equals to z old plus z improvement. Okay, so with the both the cases we can solve the question. So first we will apply the simplex method. So for applying the simplex method, we know that we have to convert our linear programming problem into a standard problem. Okay, we have to convert it into a standard problem. The standard problem says that, okay, convert it into a standard problem. Okay, the step was convert LPP, that linear programming problem, into standard form. So a standard form says that all the constants should be of equality type and RHS value should be positive. All the constants should be of equality type. So the first constant we are going to write x1 plus 2x2. Okay, it is less than equals to type. So what we are going to do? We are going to add a slack variable s1 equals to 10. Okay, the second one is x1 minus x2 less than equals to 8. x1 minus x2. So we are going to add another slack variable, that is s2 equals to 8. So we have converted into standard form, and x1 comma x2 s1 and s2, all the decision variables are greater equals to 0. And also we have to write standardize the objective function. Okay, we have to standardize the objective function. So we can write the objective function that maximize z equals to 5x1 plus 3x2, and we will add the slack variables. Okay, that is 0s1 plus 0s2. Okay, it is not going to take much of the time. Okay, just I am going to revise the previous theories. Okay, you know everything. Okay, you have to convert it into standard form by adding the slack variables, and these slack variables must be written in the objective function. So now you are going to make the table. So the table consists of, it consists of the variables. First we have to write the variables x1 x2 s1 s2 RHS and theta. Okay, and here we have to write the value of Cj, and this column was of basis means basic variables. Okay, this column was of basis means basic variables. So Cj Cj means we have to write the coefficient of x1, x2, s1 and s2 from the objective function. Okay, we have to write the coefficient of x1, x2, s1 and s2 from the objective function. So coefficient of x1 is 5, x2 is 3, s1 is 0 and s2 is 0. Okay, so this is going to become our c1, c2, c3 and c4. Okay, c1, c2, c3 and c4. Now we have to write the basis. Okay, so always we have to start our simplex table with the slack variable. So we will write here s1 and s2. Always start your simplex table with slack variables. So we will write here s1, s2, and once you have written the slack variables here, they start behaving as the basic variable, and write the coefficient of the slack variables from the objective functions. Look here, 0, 0. So we will write the coefficient of s1 and s2 from the objective function, and in this table what we are writing, we will write the coefficient of the constants. Okay, x1 we have got 1, x2 we have got 2, s1 we have got 1 and s2 we have got 0. We also know that these basic variables are always going to form an identity matrix within the simplex table. So s1 and s2 will form an identity matrix within the simplex table. Now next constant, x1 1, x2 minus 1, s1 0 and s2 1. Look here, we have formed the identity matrix. S1 and S2 are the basic variable and they are going to form an identity matrix within the simplex table. Now the RHS value, the first one is 10 and the second one is 8. Okay, now what we have to do, we have to write the ZJ value. Okay, we have to write the ZJ value. Now you can remove the constants. Okay, now we have to write the ZJ value. So ZJ was basically Z1, Z2, Z3 and Z4. So ZJ was basically, it is going to be, Z1 is going to be 1 into 0, 1 into 0 plus 1 into 0, 1 into 0 plus 1 into 0. So it is going to be 0. Okay, it is going to be 0. Z2 is 2 into 0, 2 into 0 plus minus 1 into 0, minus 1 into 0. So it is going to be 0. Okay, it is going to be 0. And here Z3 is also 0 and Z4 is also 0. Why? Z3 is 0 and Z4 is 0. 1 into 0 plus 0 into 0. Okay, you can write here 1 into 0 plus 0 into 0. And Z4 it is 0 into 0 plus 1 into 0. So every value is 0. Okay, and you can calculate the Z value here. Okay, you can calculate the Z value here. How? With the blue marker, Z value, 10 into 0 plus 8 into 0 plus 8 into 0, it is going to be 0. And this has been told in the question itself that in the first iteration the value of Z is 0. Okay, it has been told in the question itself the value of Z is going to be 0 in the first iteration. Okay, so up to here the question has been given. Okay, it has been said in the question that the value of Z in the first iteration when x1 and s2 are non-basic variable. Look here, x1 and s2 are non-basic. Why? Because s1 and s2 are basic. So the value of Z is given. Now you have to find the value of Z in the next iteration. So what you are going to do, you are going to write here Cj minus Zj value, Cj minus Zj value. So C1 minus Z1. Okay, this is going to be just right here for simplicity, Z1, Z2, Z3 and Z4. So this is going to be 5 minus 0, C1 minus Z1. So it is going to be 5. 3 minus 0, it is going to be 3. 0 minus 0, it is going to be 0. This is going to be 0. Okay, you can see it. Now we have to look for the incoming variable. So incoming variable will be the variable with the non-basic. Basically the incoming variable is the non-basic variable. So it is going to be the variable with the maximum Cj minus Zj value. So here we can see the maximum Cj minus Zj value is 5. Okay, so this row is going to be our key, this column. Okay, this is going to be our key column. Okay, this is going to our key column. So what you have to do, you have to find the theta. Okay, theta minimum for the outgoing variable. So outgoing variable will be the basic variable with minimum value of theta. So what you are going to do, 10 by 1 equals to 10 and 8 by 1 equals to 8. So this will be the outgoing variable. Okay, so this is going to be the outgoing variable, and this one is going to be our key row. Okay, this one is going to be our key row, and this one is going to our pivot element. Okay, this one is going to our pivot element. Now we have been asked the value of z in the next iteration. We can directly do it. Okay, we can directly do it. Look here how. We know that z new equals to z old plus z improvement. Okay, very important formula. I have already told you. Okay, z new equals to z old plus z improvement. So they are asking the z new. Okay, z in the next iteration, and we always know that the simplex method always improves the value of objective function. Okay, in each of the iteration, the simplex method is always going to improve the value of z, that is objective function. So z old is given, that is 0, and z improvement is cj minus zj maximum value into theta minimum value. Okay, we know the formula. Z improvement means cj minus zj maximum and theta minimum. So from here, z new you are going to get 0 plus cj minus zj maximum is 5, and theta minimum, you can see the theta minimum is for S2, that is 8. So into 8. So z new you are going to get is 40. So this 40 is going to be your answer. Okay, this 40 is going to be your answer. So this is one of the method. The other method is that you can complete the simplex table. We will complete it. Okay, so from here we have seen that now the S1 will remain in the basis. Okay, the one way, this is the first method, that you can find the z new, and z new is going to be the 40 is going to be your answer. But we can calculate the value of z with the help of simplex table also. Either you can use it. Okay, in the examination you can use this formula. So S1 will remain, and S2 will be the, look here, it will be the outgoing variable, and this x1 will be the incoming variable. So here we are going to write x1. From the objective function we will write the coefficient. For S1 it has got 0, and for x1 it has got 5. Now what we are going to do, we are going to divide the key row with the pivot element. The pivot element is 1, so we are going to divide it. 1 by 1 1, minus 1 by 1 minus 1, 0 by 1 1, and 1 by 1 1, 8 by 1, this is 8. Okay, now we have to form the, these are the basic variables, so they will form the identity matrix within the simplex table. So how to form it? Right here S1 and x1. You can see x1 is having value 1, and this S1 is having value 1. Okay, so it is basically 0 by 1, it is 0. Okay, this is 0, so 0 by 1 will be 0. So to make the identity matrix, what we will do, we will write here 1 and here 0. So below S1 you have to write 1, below S1 you have to write 1, and below x1 you have to write 0. Okay, so they will form the identity matrix within the simplex table. Now look for the old minus new. Okay, we have to do old minus new always. Okay, always old minus new. So look here, we have 1 and here we have 0. So how it came? 1 minus 1 0. So look, check for the another variable. Here it is 1 and here also it is 1. 1 minus 0, we are getting 1. So simply we can say that simply we have to subtract the values old minus new. So here we can see 2 minus minus of 1. So it is going to be 3, and it is 0 minus 1. It is going to be minus 1, and 10 minus 8 is going to be 2. Okay, so now what we will do, we will find the value of zj. Okay, we will find the value of zj. So zj is 0 into 0 plus 1 into 5. So it is going to be 5. This is 0 into 3, 0 plus 5 into minus 1. This is going to be minus 5. Okay, this is going to be minus 5. 1 into 0 and 5 into 0, 0. It is always 0 because S1 value is 0 because S1 is the basic variable. So this is 0. 0 into minus 1, 0, and 5 into 1. This is going to be 5. Okay, this is going to be 5. And here you can calculate the value of z. Okay, here you can calculate the value of z. How? We can write like this only. 2 into 0, 2 into 0 plus 8 into 5. 8 into 5, we are going to get 40. Okay, so this is your answer. This is your answer. So either you can complete the simplex table and we can find the Cj minus Zj value and we can solve for maximization. Okay, but we don't have to do it. Just we have to find the value of z in the next iteration. The first iteration it is z equals to 0 and the next iteration is z equals to 40. So we can continue up to here because you can see x1 we have got, but h2 again we will calculate Cj minus Zj and we will look either each of the value is either 0 or negative. Then we will stop here. Okay, so we will calculate Cj minus Zj here and we will check it. Okay, but we have been asked in the next iteration only because z0 is given and they have said that find the value of z in the next iteration. So our answer is 40. Okay, so either you can complete the simplex table or either you can just go with this formula, just make the first table and do it like this. Okay, so answer is going to be 40. You can also check the answer with the help of graphical method because two variables question is there, so you can plot it on the graphical method and check the one of the corner points. Okay, one of the corner points is going to give you 40. Okay, one of the it may not be the optimum. Okay, I'm just saying it may not be the optimum because you have to check the Cj minus Zj value here. If each and every value is either 0 or negative, then it will be optimum. If it is not, then again we have to continue the iteration process. So it is a good question. The shortcuts is also applied and the basic method is also applied. So just go and practice it. Okay, thank you.